Hey guys, it's Neely
And Daniel.
and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Now today we're gonna talk about lessons. Five
Five.
lessons we've learned in 2023
As relates to our marriage. Lesson number one. I learned it's important to listen attentively. It's very important that you listen because you can avoid a lot of disagreements, a lot of challenges that way if you listen attentively. I'm still learning. I would say I'm still learning, but if you listen to the other person, not to respond but to see where they're coming from, I believe you and your spouse can grow a lot closer.
But since you bring up lesson number one, I've also learned and hope to continue to learn to listen, not to respond, especially when you always feel like you're right? So oftentimes, because you may think you're right or know you're right about a situation, you fail to hear what the other person has to say. You just jump to conclusion, or you're itching to respond. So taking that time out to actually listen to someone, your spouse's perspective, because oftentimes it's just a misunderstanding, miscommunication. It's not malicious or intentional, right? So if both parties listen, I feel that we may have stronger marriages. And to be honest, we can only speak for ours, right? So I feel as though if we continue to listen to each other, we'll have a stronger marriage. Lesson number two for me. So I recently went to a wedding. My good friend got married. Congrats guys if you're watching. And while I was a bridesmaid, right? So I was up there, watching the ceremony very close, and they were reading their vows, and of course me about a long time, but I was also looking at Daniel down in the audience, right? And it just brought more tears. And the lesson I want to share with you is to remember why you fell in love with this person. Remember those early moments, those vows that you made when you decided to walk the walk of marriage, right? Along the way you can forget. Along the way, you can get distracted. Along the way, you can get impatient. But if you remember the reason why you love the person in the first place, it does, I'm not going to say it makes all the issues go away, but it does make it easier, right, to overcome those frustrations and those issues. And it reminds you of that commitment you made. So for example, I'm not the most patient person in the world, and I realized, no, we're all talking. I've realized, looking back, I've lost a lot of patience. I was working on it, and I don't know, somehow I just slipped back. But I remember when my friend was saying to her husband that she wants him to be patient with her. And I remembered that in my vow, I promised to be patient with you. Somehow, I forgot that.
I would say tip number three is create memorable moments. I learned that a lot this year.
Yeah, that's my motto.
Create memorable moments. We can be so caught up in achieving our goals, achieving targets for the future, so to speak, that we forget to cherish the present, or we forget to spend that quality time with our spouse, because we are in the quote-unquote rat race of achieving the dream. That time just passes by and you don't cherish the present. that we have with our spouse.
And creating those memorable moments,
Yes.
ensuring that you're going on dates, ensuring that you're going out, you're not just working. You spend time to date
Yeah.
each other, even though you're already married, stuff like that. Number 4. Make the hard decision for the good of the marriage. Now, this may vary for each person, but not to go into too much details, but this year we had to make a very hard decision, right? Choosing between, let's say, getting one step closer to financial freedom and a better quality of life or standard of living, versus scaling back certain things for what was best for our mental health, right? And I realized that even though it was hard because we have a lot of goals, a lot of things that we wanted to achieve, and we still will. Just have to push a little harder, but yeah, we have a lot of things that we want to get done in 2024, right?
Yeah.
In this upcoming year.
Yeah.
And to weigh being unhappy in a situation versus making more money or having a certain quality of life or standard of living, which decision would you make, right? I realized early on when we were in that situation that for the good of our marriage, we had to make that hard decision. Whether it was to scale back something, not buy as much as something leisure stuff, maybe one less vacation or no vacation at all, whatever that cutback would have been.
Yeah.
If that decision, that hard decision, ultimately is gonna build that relationship, material things aside, if it's better for your well-being, even if it's just one person's well-being, because if I'm not well, it affects him, right? And vice versa. So lesson 4, make that hard decision if it's for the well-being of your spouse, overall for your marriage.
And number 5 is run your own race.
Pop, pop.
Run your own race. And what I mean by that is don't compare yourself to other couples.
Yeah.
know.
Don't compare yourself to us. Comparison is the stealer of joy.
The thief of joy.
Same thing.
Right. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
We can expound on that a little bit more because I love to compare. Not intentionally, but I'm a very competitive person, you see. So I look at things and I use it as a mark for a race. But that's not necessarily in your marriage. You have to run your own race. You can't compare yourself to how you see other social media couples living or other couples
Maybe getting
overall in person. Yeah, I'm getting house, second car, this, that.
children,
Kids,
yeah.
all of that. Like, just run your own race, Life, social media is not what it seems. We have our issues. Every couple we see out there have them issues. People have challenges that they may not share. So it's important that you, instead of trying to look at the grass on the other side, that not necessarily greener, right? Try to water your grass in your own time.
Try to water your grass in your own time. I like that.
I don't think that's original. I'm probably heard from somewhere.
Oh well.
I don't know. But yeah, run your own race. So it's not a lot. However, we hope that these small tips can help you have a better marriage, a better relationship in 2024. And if you haven't already, please click that subscribe.
Please
Like, share. Please
remember to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, see you in a little bit.